Leaf not to be moved though, and there's the slightest gap in a corner to play, and not stuns up. He's getting two! Just for the troubles, Jonah P instantly there with a response. He fills in the gap.
And immediately the pings are coming out in that corner. A flash, a clear, and Leaf picks up 3.
Swinging all the way through here, it's all onto the shoulders of Narrate. Explosive is the opening, but already the net closing, and that's G2.
G2 would have to hit some outrageous shots to win this round.
Seconds already going to be drawing blood there towards CT. Zelsis, that backup policy, striking from behind. And that's a flawless, very forward angle. Yuto's going to be skipping right past him along with the players and the bodies. Might just be dropping and toppling. Valin is caught in a corner, stunned up. Oh my God! Aftershock is just going to be rinsing him. Jonah P sidestep and good with the crosshair placement. Able to return with that fire once more, straight down the gut. Jonah P offloading all sorts of bullets and just dropping
2 important players for Sen.
Salvos in the stun as well. Great crosshair placement though. Zekken, Jorgmo getting one as well for his troubles, and he backs himself out of there on top of it. And it has pulled a bit of the attention away here. G2 are quite scattered in terms of the defensive setup. And Valin, luckily with the Thorns by his side as well. Those are going to be detonated by Leaf, so it has slowed down the approach by Sentinels, but they do have 40 seconds left to play with. And this game of cat and mouse has just gone the wrong way, but Leaf is absolutely going to be reciprocating. That's a Steel Garden expecting an instant response, but Sen has slowed themselves.
And here's Jorgmo with this late round repush. They're so confident right now, G2. Clearing out. Valin walking down mid. They've got great information that this is going to be ending C, but Leaf cannot die. Sen need to root him out.
It's a flurry of bullets. Leaf is barely alive. He's going to be limping towards the back of the side if he wants to try and make a play to push this one back here, but seconds to spare. Sen get themselves into the post plan at least, and G2 have that discipline, waiting for the smokes to dissipate. Valin earns himself 2, still Leaf back against the wall. He's got to know roughly the position of Zekken. Isolated into the 1v1, all for the ace. Dodging, sliding off to the side. Ult expended! And an ace! G2 can't really make a go of things here with a Hunter's Fury on top of it. Might be the cherry on top here, but still G2 are going to be drawing that blood. Leaf finds that opening, looking for a little bit more here. Armageddon is all being laid down on top. Sen posturing, trying to offer themselves up here. Narrate has got so much to do! Moving into a different spot and direction here, and it's a re-clear called with a stun in sight. There it is.
The re-clears are really good from G2. They're constantly getting information. Again, though, I come back to the same thing. It hasn't mattered in the late round because someone on Sen turns up.
Zekken causing all sorts of pressure. Jorgmo taking a cheeky peek out through the double doors, and the rate has fallen. 3v5 situation now for them, and Lurk plays called for. Bang, cleaned up. It's all watched for.
And if there was going to be somebody who could step up again for Sen, I think it would have been Bang in this round. He got an opportunity in on A. If he'd won that duel against Valin, they would have been able to get a free plant and a 3v4 post plant. Now, things are looking almost impossible for Sentinels. The clock's against them, the numbers are against them.
10 seconds left.
Surely it's a round where G2 can stabilize.
Slow to a crawl here, and it's just second left to stand against it. Being offered a shoulder or two, but the round's already going to be lost, and G2 know it.
I got spike.
Playing this one back. Waiting for it, and this is a re-clear call for, but will the timing be missed entirely? Celsius the first one to catch that contact. There's stuns on stuns, and Util in their faces! It's second. Grabs himself 2. Flash. Not quite avoided, but the gate crash, okay, will lend you to safety. But Sentinels have access to the site now.
Are they aware of this flank coming around from the flank, from behind? They should know that Leaf's been going for this regularly.
It's already rapid up towards A-Long here. Just a bit of distraction plays being called for these G2 players, though. Stopped in their tracks, and it's up to Leaf here from the side, finally. Takes that time into strike here, but a lot to deal with now if you are Leaf. It's that 3-2-1 swing. Used in response. Armageddon off to the side, and it just cleans up second. So road is paved up there, and still TP quick into the back, and bang! Strikes back! Doubled up with the paranoia. Leaf has to be there. Instantaneous. Finally cleans this one up, and it has called for a pause. Salvos forwards, Narrate by the guns, but finally back in action. Rifles in their hands. Sentinels not to be outdone.
That play from Bang was absolutely sick, under so much pressure.
Spike planted.
Never not smoked though, still. Bodies are going to be toppling regardless of that one, and it's all left towards Trent. Will he be given that opening? He's found the first. Stuns avoided. Shots rattled. He's got another rough position, but the timing taken there by John. From behind, this is it. Jorgamo's time to strike. Brings it true there, at least with the stinger in his hands. Bang, wrapping around now. He's got to try and at least stop this one in there. Tracks, what the hell happened there? Jorgamo, someone taking a bullet to the brain, but Trent is there. At least with the trade, and this entire time, Sentinels been creeping forwards, crawling. And open access to the A side is what they've earned.
Zelsis throws down that trip that I think he might have been wishing was on the flank, and they've inserted Zekken deep into B. He's going to get good information. They might suspect that somebody's been left in this spot. But do they think it's going to be the Neon?
Already coming to fruition here, still. Plays off into the flank, but G2 don't really have much more control outside of that one. Sight's been flipped entirely here. Sentinels still in a good spot, and that's a stun for a stun and an ult expended. Rolling thunder into your face. Uh-oh, yeah, that's a bit of miscoordination, but the aftershock pushed forwards. A bit of spam might earn himself another one. Jonah P still alive for now, but not for much longer. Zelsis and John have to join and combine their might to try and stand against this one. Salvos. It's not pretty. The heat's been turned up entirely. John can't deny it into the 1v1. Reinforcing this one here, plenty of bodies. Time to stand up to the test. It's going to be sent your way. Salva's in for the back. There's not really much safety. TP into the back. That is risky, but G2 looking to fill this one up again, and Zekken is there. It's rapid, isn't it? Wrapping around and trying to put that pincer into motion. Still, he's fired off a couple of shots and revealed the hand entirely, and G2 are calling for reactions of their own. They're taking space and taking names. It's a feed that's filled up entirely with red, but Zekken's still alive, and with that, a chance. The pistol round win. He's already caught that timing here, but double down, found the one. Not quite the second. Support arriving. Valorant is so fast up onto this line. And he's just going to be meeting a fight straight up with John. Nothing to really support that peak. And the refight is called for by Sentinels again. They are not willing to let that go unchecked. Zekken just unleashes. Well aware now that Valorant could have taken that timing once more, but he's trying to regroup once up onto that. The Ray watching it. Closing in now on all the possible angles that these G2 players could have crept into. And it's in towards Garage. It's an Armageddon as well to push them forwards. Bang! Barely getting the hell out of there still. As the curtain drops, so does Jorgamo with his head just clean off. Valorant again wrapping rounds and away here. Watch for, not quite John. Just slacking in terms of that crosshair placement. And now it's a game of this timing once more. That's going to be a pull. Forced out of them just from the tap there. Bang. We'll be able to get second and not to the half. Not quite, but the salvo is pushing them back in their way. Great util from G2. Discipline on show. Top form on top of it. Now Bang's getting kills, but honestly the time has already ran out. Playing around, weaving in and out of the cages, and he's caught that timing. Bullet to the side of the head. Nothing could be said of Valorant.
30 seconds left.
Bang all the way up through into the back now. There could be a timing to be taken. Zelsa still hanging on to a bit of that backside control, calling for the flood attempt, and here it is with a bit of the util. G2 though, they were lying in wait and they pounce on the timing. That chance to strike. It's a sight that's going to be theirs now. Zekken and John QT left into this 2v3. Just the outlaw doubled up with the bodies. G2. Swift dismissal, and what a shot by Lee. Jorgan's got to be here in this one, surely. Emphasis play stacks, just missed it onto the angle. Zekken is happy to oblige and draw some blood out of it. Still Trent. Let's follow up.
Dude, going 1-for-1 there is perfectly fine for G2. They're not bothered about that at all. You take away the player that's got 21 kills. And G2 have got big ults to be able to work with. It's going to be tough now for Sentinels to even cover the whole of the map.
Giving up all of A, instead looking for that re-exploration in through mid. And okay, let's go even.
Spike drop though in mid window. So G2 can't do some kind of fast reaction. They have to go and recover that.
Inserting a bit of slowed pace here from G2.
They're now going to realize that those players that went down the mid push were previously defending A. So there should be a gap. Bang,
Timing again! It's Valorant who wins this one out.
Both times. Bang, just not quite checking an angle, and Valorant, he keeps the momentum going.
Yeah.
All left down to John QT, who's having a bit of a nightmare over here, watching the defense half slip away from him.
Picked to pieces. Death from 1,000 cuts here for John, and this rifle in his hands. They have no money really to rebind to the next. Just gliding straight past with a blind and a flash. Okay, there's a trip to try and play off. Jonah P. Right over towards the top and through the wall, and already dodging, weaving, ducking away, and dominating the spot that he's in. Down in the leg doesn't stop Trent, yet still that side is going to be opened up. Over towards G2 now in that 2v3. Damage barely done, and Trent Survives for now, plant down, Jorgamo, he knows he has to take those risks and loses the fight out. JohnQT barely alive for it, and Trent is in a very difficult spot still. Sentinels needed this one near side. Fantastic connection and a good cleanup in the end here by Sen. Sitting tucked into the corner here, it's a cosmic divide.
They're probably going to expect these trips to be for heaven.
Bang spamming, he's just caught with a bullet to the head there. Xeltis tucked low into the corner. He's not long for the world there, not with a Steel Guard and overlapping Armageddon. Everything is being used by G2 to secure this round up.
Oh, Narrate
Chip
takes
damage.
A bunch of damage at the end there, half HP. John has ult, but they're going to need healthy players to follow up on it.
Fun to get Crash backing away here, but he has to shot, caught into the corner. It's a good combination. Stunned up there, second wave of things, and he spotted it. Target acquired. Valin shuts it down. It's all left up to John now. He was supporting from afar with the Utah, but now left to step up. Earns himself the first one. Damage done to Valin and Jorg. It could be done, but a tap, and it's ice cold by G2. Not a peek, not a glimpse. And now with time played, they win it out entirely. Just one round to stand between them though, and that is aggression. Second punished.
What a punish. That's the play that Zeken's been going for the majority of the half, going back Sentinels to their more defaulty setup. And Zeken, he had such a start to this map. He was on fire. Now has to watch as G2 try to secure the first of these map points.
G2 have a habit of this as well. It's going to be that slow squeeze over the course of the round. Celsius, risky business pushing up like this, but risks are to be taken. Your player down, head of the spear, chopped right off with Zeken falling early here. Let's see if the clearance is there, and he hears it. Footsteps onto the corner.
Valin just can't be beaten right now.
No, locked in.
They've left this gap over towards B. Leaf exploiting it. John watching for it. Takes his eyes off it for a moment. But he's got the right idea. They are getting squeezed on the A site.
That's what I mean. Control of the map entirely, almost here to G2, and it has to be heroics in the raid and JohnQT. Can they stand up against it? Slide to the angle here. John rattling shots. Found a raid. Guardians can't get it done. One left to do it all. It's bang. And already Leaf has his mark. Map one. Domination in that second half here by G2.
Against Sentinels on split.
Walking all the way up though, that's okay, acknowledgement of a bit of lead still. Second! Goodness me. Rapid fire with a ghost in hand. He's just seen a shoulder, might be hunting for a little bit more. 3 in a round for him. Can he get the 4? TP's back to safety, rejoining. Rest of the pack.
And when you have a player that's on form like this, white hot to begin the map, why wouldn't you want to fight? He looks super confident. Utilizing Xelsis as bait and put Valin and Jonah P in an almost impossible spot.
Yeah. Walking but spotted. Just to the side here and a flash and a repeat. Wow. Salvos. The stun does force at least the TP back out, but Narrator's just going to be trying to hold down that line, but cleaned up in the end. We'll see if that gun is retrievable. Might have just dropped down.
Where are the other players playing in sight with Narrate?
Yeah. A bit fearfully, I think, as well, with that aftershock's going to be pushing them back and away. And now doubled up, grouped up, bit of stray spam, but right click, jumping in your face, classic, and that's going to be gun reclaimed. Another layer to it though, G2 looking to step forward once more, trying to fight for absolutely every single inch they can get. Sentinels the ones that slowed down here because this retake is just occurring and the guns are not exactly the weapons of choice. Still John adjusts just in time. Over towards the top though, that is the Sheriff singing out and a head ripped off. Holding down towards Vents here. Drop down, that's Hearn. Just a few kneecaps is all it takes here. Chopped straight down. JohnQT's there. Salvos. Jonah isolated ever so slightly, but he's got backup now arriving as well.
If they do end A, Zeken's been deadly in this anchor position. He catches Jonah P, that spike dropped, and he still has a flash to play around.
Tiniest of angles to really work with.
30
All
seconds
being played around here. These are Sentinels players hard anchoring onto the site in a position here with a drone out wide. You've got to know exactly where they might be laying here with the stun. It's good. Right to the side, Trent. Getting away with bloody murder. Still off to the corner. That's John, yeah, and that prior damage weakened him up. Bit of running, gunning. Still, it's a 2v3 situation. G2 at least getting themselves into the post plan, but more needs to be done by Leaf. Already wrapping, and it's a fast play by Sentinels. They're not messing around. Trying to play this one a bit more loose.
I love that smoke on sight from Valin.
No one watching for main. Snake bites walking through Valin. This is so damn unexpected. It isn't even necessary. He's alive until now. Bang is going to be under a lot of scrutiny. Still with that paranoia is excellent. And he calls for the fight forwards. Brilliant with the util. Narrate making sure to follow up, but G2 not done yet, not done. By Country Mars still has a team flash! And Narrate! Gate crash. Second exit plan up towards the side, unanticipated with the angle, but instant with the trade.
Really good support from G2. I mean, the fact that they're making it feel like it's a solo 1v1 fight and then Valin swings around the corner to punish, it actually makes it much more difficult, I would say, for the defenders to hold on to this A ramp area.
Salvos forwards here, John QT.
Great proactive re-clear from John. He realizes that that's a fake.
Celsius' turn next as well. Tempo's going to be turned right up with a snake bite, hopefully. Holding them back for now. It's essential that they hold on to control of B Heaven because anchoring players onto B. This is going to be a tight squeeze indeed. Dropping down at that Salvos. Good by Sentinels again, calling for it.
Who seems to be put all the pressure into Zekken.
Trying to clear him out to the angle. Easier said than done.
Send 4 next time, why don't you? 3 wasn't enough.
Here's the next test. Jorgamo, not the weapon, potentially for the job, but still he gets it done with a stinger at hand. Ease it into it. In through mid. And they've got it all on lock. Sentinels making sure that they leave no openings.
I mean, you can see why G2's game plan would be, let's try to target the weak area where Zekken's holding alone. And yet, it's not weak at all.
Need a bit more than that. One just making his way over towards ramp, so Cornelin letting his team know it's all being cleared out nice and pretty now towards the back. It's Zekken's turn. Ping's going to be highlighting all sorts here, but now it is used. Armageddon on either side here, alternating. This is going to be a bit chaotic onto the side for about a moment. Kevin, can you pass your way through? Salvos denying the defuse entirely, but swinging out through the back, and Trent left into the 1v1 ultimately. Time ticking. And G2, they need that move on. 20 seconds left, a bit of stray spam and hoping, running and gunning. And some prayers for them. Jumping down and away, round to the side. Narrate is handed. A multitude of kills, all to his liking, and poor Jonah P. Not much to do in this spot.
They challenged the pit and they lost. Some of those are just going to come down to timings, but Sen had the read.
Money's not good. That's a no-scope, okay. Look at the draw there with the Outlaw in hand. Sees the cross though with the bodies and knows that the fight's going to be coming hot, fast and heavy here, but already lead's going to be raining down and bodies toppling and falling in through the choke points. No real chance in hell now for G2.
And this wasn't even a stinger buy for G2. It was so much of an eco that they only had the sheriffs to work with, so not even fast through the choke point. Much less sting, and Sentinels should be good here to get up to 6.
Disciplined, Zekken's holding it. John onto the corner.
Narrate's got to be good with it.
He's behind most of his team though, he can't really use it to try and reactively help them out. Jorgamo straight in, first into the breach, round to the side, there it is, team stun in action! And John QT not long for the world. Narrate is tucked now towards the side, a double face and discipline at G2 is all it takes to dismantle it. Zekken and Bang now left, see what they can do. Quick play, flash through. Against this many players, taking too much damage.
None, in fact.
And so here it is, double face, stop clearance, that's good discipline. Combining forwards now and paving a way to success, open access to the A site. Everything's going to be open though, so no safe plan in that direction, but plan for main at least.
And this is where you get to see if Sentinels can be perfect in these post-plant spots.
This is reactive, feeling the heat there from Leaf, and now he's going to be rejoined by the rest of his team, and you're right.
John is playing so safe for the salvos, which are back in 10 seconds.
Trying to drag this one out all the way forwards. A lot of util being expended out towards it, and John not even creeping around for the backstab. He wants to play just for the salvo timing, realizing that's the big advantage on top of the players that they've already taken out. Stun forwards, John with a swing. Finally the time to strike is there. Not a lot of time to work with though off the back of it, but they might have time for a pivot. Especially if that fight goes the way of John, which it does. He's already overzealous though, steps over it, and Valin just drops him. Cut down at the kneecaps, paranoia weaves in, Leaf with the peak. It's a head toppled and rolls. 2 players left now to do all they can. Sentinels with no real time to work with. 12 seconds, creeping, crawling, walking around, but Zelsis needs to be covered into this spot in the salvos while no access whatsoever to a safe plant. Picked up by Zekken, but at this point, fool's errand to try and go for that one. Swarmed by G2. Who can react faster? That's going to be the question. Utils forwards, flick to the side. Sentinels have got the fire in line. Not stopped. Slowed down though, minute on the mark, got to take that spike all the way back, and okay, evacuation call for, well, you're going to be running into Jorgamo. He hears it. Splashing around towards sewers. Drone, couldn't break it, had to commit. Had to get all the way the hell back out of there. TP's forwards as well, up onto the site.
I think Zelsis took 140 there.
Seconds anticipated with the pathing, forwards down into hell. And Zelsis is the last one standing. They know exactly where he is. Finally TPing back.
What the hell is Valen doing? It's
Okay, TP forwards, or at least a fast flank is called for. Not sure how Valen got there into the end, but it's a plan nevertheless. Sentinels get themselves into a tight, tucked spot. Into the post. Where's the next level of things here? It's an aftershock into the corner once more, but evacuation again. Pulling back and away. G2 just trying to bleed Sentinels out. Time being bought, util held, and guns not at the ready here. Valen right from behind. Smoke drops. They're calling for the swing as that smoke does blossom and bloom. Jorgen's already found the one Armageddon. Trying to push them past, but locked down into the spot. Jorgen not to be denied. A chance of a bit of argy-bargy. A bit.
But there's so many defenders here.
Here it is, util in their hands. Smoke's dropped down, and Valen lights them all up. Open access to the bodies here, and a fight going all the way of G2. Sen need a bit more than that now with the drone to lead. The charge! Seconds there alongside it. Taking damage into the process. What's the next level to it? Timing taken, slipping past it, in through the smoke, and 200p, eager to just try and drop down, is punished.
Good trade.
Sentinels though, time to shine for them. Rolling Thunder cleaving its way through the site. Now they've got the B site open access, but Trent has already weaved his way in through the back and snaps up. Reaction, and there's the follow-up. Valen's right there. Paranoia sweeps through. Narrate happy to try and step up towards it, and Valen almost there with that reaction, but dealt with. All down to Jorg now. Retake with the op. And Zelsis cheeky with the off angle. Yeah, that's going to get the job done. By the multitudes of util the G2 have in their back pocket. There's another one for you. Stun forwards and whipping, hopping all around. You're going to be meeting your match into the blender. Out, Sentinels trying to set themselves up nicely into this one. Random spam. That's the one player that could not go down with it. The pit dropped down. And Sentinels left lacking. Left gasping for air here. G2 just dominant.
We thought G2 full A-pop.
Zelsis wrapping around here. Critical with the kill, and Jonah P just decimates him. Ends him. Arc control. Giving up Zekken. Looking to see if he can reclaim a bit of that territory. It's going to make all the difference to Sentinels here. Pistol round to get the plant down, and damage has been done prior, so easy cleanup, but I didn't expect this one. Wrapping around again. Second go of things. Leaf. Salvos potentially to push them back at Zekken. Handed, potential chances, bang. Potentially stealing away, but Leaf has slipped it all the way through into Art.
John's the playmaker though. He's got
around
all the way behind, 8 seconds on the salvos.
That's gonna make a huge difference. He's missed it into the timing. Bang though, might be able to deny, at least with that damage done. Surely Valen onto the defuse. Time has been missed. Salvos lay it down, Valen. Hot feet. He's got a lot to ask now in this spot. Smoke. Dropped up and bang! A refight call for here. G2 trying to make sure that they can remove this space. But a rifle in hand. It's bonus. There's a lot of danger towards it. Zelsis! How the hell is this guy still breathing?
29 HP with the regen shields. This round was supposed to be going over towards B. You could see because of where John was taking the spike. And instead, the Art players find so much success, but with Narrate falling,
yeah, surely Lee's caught here.
again.
Indeed, yeah, again. Wrapped from the side. 3v1 now for Jorgamo. In the right place at the right time with the weapon at hand. There's a chance with Zelsis low enough as he is.
Spike planted.
To the post plant though, plenty of ults of Senchus to expend. Angle watch for. Nightfall, util used. Armageddon! Can you run? Can you escape? Right into the maw. It's open access here with the rifles in hand and still deafened to nothing but Sen. Happy to just all the way. Stand up tall and proud here. Yeah. Jorgamo's flank, not a problem anymore.
And he's got to just save the operator. He didn't give away where he was coming from. Fighting A main potentially here as well.
Yeah, really clashing. An attempt towards it though, but Jonah P is already cleaned up. Out towards Art still. It's an important fight to take. That is monstrous from Bang.
He's having a map here. He's controlled all of that aggression. They even got the pick over towards Art. And Sen looking like they're going to sail away with a 7th.
There's no stopping them at this point. Wonderful beginning. Leaf, though, Zelsis off, but okay, Zekin's there, isn't he?
Spike planted.
Can't let that go unchecked. Valin, okay, it's nice with the angle. He was pushed up. So slightly, but in that 1v2, bang!
Go, super classic plan, and they've caught Bang in the corner. Oh,
Yeah.
sorry, Zelsis in the corner.
Still, and dealing with the rate off to the side. It's an aggro play by G2 on their own half buy, potentially something to turn the tide of the way that this map has been going.
John might be stuck, or he might find the timing on the timing here.
Balance right there behind. Thorns are deaded. Supplementary. A bit more bits and pieces are led here. Valin, oh my, it was a silent hop up, so he wasn't quite ready with a gun out, but eventually gets it. Now just John QT, 1v4. Trent, unfortunate with the timing there. He was watching that for the longest moment, but just turned his back towards it. John QT has got a lot more to do, though, in this spot. The spike has been definitely dropped and isolated, but so are these fights. John is picking them apart here. 1v4.
He's actually still got drone to work with as well. It's tough to want to drone in any of these spots because you don't know that your back is even going to be safe. But if he gets a bit of info, if he spots a peek, and Valin keeps walking
30 seconds
forwards
left.
here.
Yeah. Making sure that they double up here, but the timing is missed. Trying to reclaim some of that space. What a shot. Snaps it. Bullet to the chest. Zekin is gone. Scurrying now from Sentinels to try and reclaim some of that space, but already the call is made to try and refight towards Art, and Zelsis is the next one up on the chopping block. Double stars laid down. This one a bit more pace potentially injected or hoped to by Sen, but they're being slowed down by all that util. Sees in through the back. It's avoided. Bang's going to be slowed down himself.
He had no smokes on cooldown, so he had to recall. That means Art is so open.
Instant. It's there. Jonah P with a trade.
Last player.
This time the discipline is reigning supreme here from G2. Flown into the face. Will Bang be baited? Not quite. He's white. Swinging! Oh my god!
It didn't even mean to kill Trent.
That's collateral damage.
Wall tripped.
Difference maker for it. Leaf now wants to try and get ahead of this timing, but this is all fake pressure. Just a clone that was laid down prior. These players at G2 are going to be trying to re-clear some of this space, but they're going to get their answers a little bit too late. I think Sentinels are already making their way over towards A.
Money in the bank for G2, so it's worth still fighting. Even though they're in the 3v5. You're hoping just to force ultimates out. If you can. I mean, winning the round would be amazing. But at least make it dangerous, make it costly.
The ultimate util spells it all out here towards Leaf. Oh, the bullets!
How is that possible?
He rattles them into the chest of Zekin, and still he wins the fight.
That's such a good kill for Zekin to get.
Backside controls now theirs in a 2v5. Highly unlikely here for G2 still make a good go of things here, but there it is.
Side for free. Zelsis still has his to work with if things get difficult, but Bang fell.
Yeah, finally, yep. Top
Spike planted.
section of mid here. Jorgamo with his own ult as well. He's trying to flip this one all the way around. Zelsis is isolated in towards the back, and Jorgamo has cleaned him up, but the Steel Garden will still lay it down. Overlapped. Sound cues. Cut away here from Sen, but finally fading, returning to their senses, and Narrate, go on walkabouts, rewarded.
Where are you?
Horns up and over towards the top. Difficulties now for G2. They still want to try and make a go of this one, but the reveal is big. Trent! Snaps to the side, a quick 180, dodging, juking, Armageddon though. Lays it down by some time, sidestepped, he's low enough himself. Salvos, Jonah P! He's denied for it, but he's earned himself at least half his team for it. Potentially a chance for Trent. Time of the essence ticking down!
Once again, trying to force the fight.
Yep, forwards up here, trying to take this one with the bodies, and they do have the guns at the hand here, obtaining a couple of upgrades, but that's a big presence to showcase. No fast reaction from Sentinels.
Well, fairly quick reaction, though, from Narrate, who manages to get himself all the way deep. He's past this drone re-clear.
It doesn't click on. There's an awareness here from G2 that they have lost control of this one. You can see it in the way that Jorg is holding towards sewers.
But the Sen players are super confident. You know, Zelsis is walking all the way up, triggering the wall, not worried about being punished. It feels like Sen have the liberty to walk around and take individual fights because they've been winning so many of them. The ults, though, are in G2's favor. The players as well, the numbers. But for some reason, I feel like this is going to be a 10-2 half.
Yeah, I mean, Sen have just been winning so many of them, and it keeps rolling.
It's just moments like that. Leaf should have had him dead to rights.
There's no stopping
Spike
him.
planted.
Plants down. Two big ults to use if you are G2, but Valorant has been damaged in the process towards this round. Still alive though for now. Sentinels are forced to play deep tucked onto the side because of that Cosmic Divide. It's just been layered down now, but Trent does have the right tool for the job again. Pushing them forwards, out into the open. Salvo spraying and praying. Zelsis! Timing. It's all about the mind games here, and what a flash as well. Leap forwards with the fight. Crossfire setup's going to be set up with him and Trent as well. Just a slight peek, backing away. Trying to hope that these players open themselves up into the more, into the classics in hand. Reloads but saved. Trent off to the side and Leaf has not been denied. Nothing can take this guy down now. 1v2, John. 3 bullets left to do it all. Wraps his way. How the hell does that happen? Leaf! It's a couple. They're stacked up. Doesn't matter that they're on an eco here. They can do some real damage, especially with that util. Sentinels!
Down B.
Filled up the feed in their name. Dropping guns towards their back.
Leaf with only a ghost to work with and a drone in his face.
Spotted out, overwhelmed, swarmed into the spot, and this is it. G2 just really rushing into things there, not navigating the spot that they were in, and Sentinels are going to be calling for this, and it's going to be a 3-2-1 swing together.
It's a hard retake for Sen to win.
George's going to be that thorn in their side as well. What is that?
John didn't even get a look in.
Util and buy a bit of time and space for the rest of the team forwards. Somehow Leaf gets that one. Zekken can be dropped here. Plant now down. Into the post plant we go. John was not baited into using this ult. It means they can use it now for the retake. Jorgamo is forced to step forwards and he's only on single digits almost of HP. Trent with that fire over the shoulder just takes out Bang and he's caught a timing of his own, wrapping all the way around. This is going to be so unexpected for these Sentinels players.
And you've still got pull. Here come the salvos.
I say it's going to be unexpected. John was aware of the fact. Zelsis forwards, he's going to be done. But here's those salvos, like you were saying. Delay, the stall. Dragging this one into the bitter end. Okay, Jonah P. Finds it. Time ticking though. So is the spike. Chances nigh impossible. That's the trouble. We were talking about it. You let G2 get into these post-plant spots. A reclearance called for here by Sen. Wide face, John. Just step up to it. Armageddon out. Lay it into the back along with the pull. No player's going to be falling prey to this one. It's up to John to stand down against most of this team. G2 starting to get their footing again. To this side, slowly but surely the discipline is there. Making sure that they can, and an unfortunate 140, but whips it back around. Zelsis broken down anyway. Up through the top, Sentinels are going to be doubled up. Valen can't hear a thing. You have to rely on it. Raw reaction times, and a crossfire setup is there. G2, they let nothing slip. They hear it scurrying away. The rifles to remain.
Bang takes the timing inside.
All grouped up, Bang. You've been a playmaker, and you are once more. 2 immediately ripped away. Dodging and weaving as bullets whistling past. He's grazed. Limping out of the fight for now. But he's bought time and a lifeline for Sentinels themselves. It's what they needed.
They so desperately needed Bang to be a hero.
30 seconds left.
Stray spam again.
Concealment.
Any player at G2 could fall at a moment's notice, but now here it is. Second wave of the util once more off to the corner. That's a stun! Bang! Still, where's the response? Steel Garden is there. No weapons at all. Nothing to work with. Shorty in hand. Trent does. Jorgamo, you got to try and get the hell out of there. The clone's going to be eating the bullet for it. And the call is made to try and fight forward. Sentinels. It's about how they absorb this now. It's a gambit to be played, but the round swings on its head. Jorgamo rips away 2 lives. Sentinels have got to get it done now with just Zelsis and Bang. Spam into the corner. Spot and over. Bang. Still trying to spam them down. Leaves it just down to Zelsis.
Post-plant setups.
Into the side. John! This could be it. Talk about a turning point. All it takes is one more round, and John QT delivered them a worldie of a round so far. Enough to potentially take them to the finish line. Oh, it's expended at this point. Jonah rips away 2, but he needs more where that came from. Off to the side, a jar with a movement. Weaving in and out. Sentinels! They've done it! Try and push past, but immediately dashes back, but he is hard committed! Oh my, almost doesn't matter, but still traded out in the end. That's Valen. Pushed up deep now, and just like that, first domino falls, the rest of them topple.
Yeah, a couple of players over towards Catwalk, really wanting to try to force the fight, hoping that the rest of G2 would still be focused on Zekken.
But that opening, I think, tells me quite a lot when I'm watching this VOD back. And like I said, when G2 were playing against MIBR, the position of the knife and their opening defaults getting antied hard. They're already making changes and moves and maybe coming to fruition unless John can do something about it here and now, but no. Too much there. Weaving in and out, playing off each other beautifully.
And you talk about momentum. This pistol round on the attack side is hyper important on Ascent. On the attack side of Ascent, you might only win 3-4 rounds on the attack side total. Yeah. So being able to pick up a pistol and probably the follow-up is enormous. Just changes the numbers so much.
Major difference indeed. Zelsis looking around here, but almost expected here by Leaf. Bring onto the side, it's all onto Zelsis and Zekken. See if they can stand tall against most of this one. Only the one for Zekken before he does go down, and a pause is called for. G2 don't have a lot of time to work with. They're hoping that Sentinels will overplay themselves, potentially into them, but now they got to try and make a move forwards, and Zelsis could be that win condition. Not quite just the one, but yeah, right from the side, narrate. Bang, salvos at your feet as well. That's a tricky spot indeed, but already dashed in, disengaging, and now the double faces there from G2! Unanticipated with Bang's position. Takes out two of them immediately. Sight potentially theirs as well. The Rage is trying to pick them apart! Trades there instantaneously. Trent finds it, 2v2 now. The spot that G2 were in as well, without too much control of anything else. Uncertainty, that smoke fades as well. Zelsis might be caught very unaware. Just on a perch, and he's already isolated just the one. And Valen low enough that it should just be easy business. Yes, indeed. Team, they don't have control of main, though, and a dash straight forwards into the arms of Leaf. Here the Thorns waiting for Natty Armageddon. This is going to be chaotic indeed. Swinging from the side, though, just finding that timing to steal Garden. Rips away a lot of the weapons, but the util is still good. Sen have chances and more. Zelsis finally removed. Thorn in their side. Bang and John QT, they're here. Forwards trying to take that fight. Pass most of it here, the flash to the peak. That's a great refight. Sentinels can overextend into this spot, but with nothing much in their backs, they're trying to carve out a path out towards Tree. They've dropped the spike in their laps, though. Definite options here, and Sentinels could capitalize. Flipping the map entirely from them, and what a shot by Bang! Still, he wants to step up even more here. There's confidence. You can see it in the way that he's playing. Bullets are going to be ringing out. Onto the appropriate angle, saturated to the corner.
He was expecting a flash.
Yeah, he was. Turned to the side, almost expecting it, as you said, pre-anticipated, and watching all the angles as well as that response from Sentinels dragged them out.
This is just unbelievably good from Jorgamo to be able to pick up that second kill as well. A 5v3.
Smoke fading, re-exploration again called for. Bang has to take risks in this spot. It just doesn't clear the right corner. Whiffy a little bit, but Jorgamo gets the job done.
Miss me too much.
And this is all just with 50 seconds left to play with. G2 just standing down their ground.
Yeah, there's so much time. G2 have been putting a serious focus on mid, baiting out Zelsis' wall. It wasn't there this time. He'd thrown it over towards A. But I think G2 know that. They're going to be running an anti-KO setup, so mid's going to be weaker.
Can Zekken get it done? He has a lot of util to try and play with here, but already dashed back into the salvos. The Zelsis there do it. The side players, they need some help, supportive util, or do they? Zekken just the one. Instant with the trade again, G2. Reign supreme across the site, but no extremity control into it, and time is of the essence. They need to get this plan down, and it needs to be held. In a 3v3, definite chances, and Sen looking to take it now. Can increase the tempo with that no command up forwards as well. Jump spot gets the acknowledgement. These players are, but Bang is just holding his ground. Util into his hands, snappy from Zelsis. Blind is even better. Up towards lane and a swing from behind. Convergent Path's going to be slowing it down to a crawl double dash up and over towards the side. Safety there, Bang. Paranoia brought enough time forward and even dodged that one to saturate to the side. Bang! That's unbelievable! And just like that, scattered to the wind. Jonah B and Leaf are forced to do it all. Smoke's in your face as well, and bullets are raining down on you. Umbrella's not going to be saving you much from that one. Leaf, very awkward spot indeed. ISO's one. Position noted though, expecting a second updraft over towards the top. How the hell do you control that? You cannot! T is on towards Cat, and Jorgen must be dealt with. Dash back again. Flash forward straight from Cat just in case there is that follow-up and that pressure, but Zekken is not out of the woods just yet. Thrown out towards, into the bottom. Do they expect Zekken to be dashed into this angle? Looks like it. Hard clearance by Jonah P. And yeah.
Oh, good trade though. Through the smoke from Narrate. Just working off minimap to be able to get that.
Couple of bullets. Does the job effectively enough. Zelsis now at his turn to try and step right up to it. And again, that spam. Smoke's going to be fading in the end. Narrate! And he's out of there. Bit of a squeeze being placed now up towards Tree and just a shorty into your hands, but Bang, you got your weapon back and the flash is impeccable. In and out, round to the side. Jorgamo with the movement, but Bang cannot be denied. It's time in the sun. It's already that 2v2 and his game of timings right from behind is taken. Bullet to the back there, execution style from Leaf, and it brings it just down to Zelsis to see what he can do in this spot. Steel Garden, even better. Leaf gonna be backing away now, doubled up. Discipline to be played for these G2 players. Wrapping around all the way as well, not
He's just baiting.
anticipating. Yeah, it is just bait. Trying to pull this one out all the way. Now they know he's not on it. Very difficult task indeed for Zelsis, so 7-5. Pinged, Bang, notifying the rest of his team. It's doubled up and held here now. Get a bit of a move on once more. Marathon sprint across the map.
Well, you just know that B is undefended. If Leaf is pushed all the way out through B, then it's empty. These rotators for the defense are going to be trying to race you, and it's a fake. Sen ascending the footsteps in this direction while the spike goes back into A.
One
it's
step
all on
ahead.
Valen.
All on Valen indeed, and he's just caught that timing against it. Zekken was hard clearing onto the one side of things. It's caught out now. Reinforcements are going to be arriving. Desperate at that for G2, but time is of the essence again. 12 seconds. It's counting down into the round in a double phase. Trent and Valen putting a stop to all of this here with only seconds remaining. There's no more chances now. It's run dry and shy, and all they have to do is live. Kills a consolation at this point. It's a pistol round win for G2. Airplane Bucky on a Sen. We've all seen the damage done, and that might just put a stop to what Sen were planning. They've called for a bit of a pause.
Zekken's deep down mid. Valen's fighting Bang. Smoke v smoke.
As it dissipates as well, there's timings and fights to be taken on either side here, and Zekken is still doing work once more. 10 HP doesn't matter, and Bang just slips his way all the way in. Turn of the head.
30 seconds.
Valen expecting it in a different direction here, but Sentinels are making moves now over towards B.
And it looks like they've managed to thread the needle and find that gap. Trent with it all to do. He has won some bonkers 1v3s this stage. But here he has no information about where the Sentinels players are.
Back through market, reclaims to the salvage as well. It's a dangerous position to be in. Narrate, he's looking to at least make it a bit harder. Just the one before the damage is sent flying forwards and through. Leaf, snappy. Just taps away, rips the head clean off, and even giving up that space. They heard the spike drop down, but they're willing to relocate anyway.
Leaf is so aggressive, so confident. He's the vice player. If he goes down in that spot, it's massive for Sen. But he believes in his own aim and his own read on the game so much. A has been weak for G2. It's only had these two players defending it the entire time, and the net is starting to tighten. But Valen, Jonah, they still have a lot of util to hold this off, and
G2,
Bang goes down.
Yeah, he does indeed. G2 are getting so damn active as well, though, with that deep push out through B main. Missed the timing for the backstab onto the cat players, but G2 are happy to play a bit further back. 2v4. Play the numbers advantage. Have faith in the retake at this point.
I'm a little bit surprised they even want the door closed, because they've got to find a pick here before the retake comes through.
Door's going to be broken at the moment's notice. Down to red. Alarm bells ringing. Zekken in through main, but he's going to be pushed out into the open. This drone, he's got to expect it. With the position, the stun is a good connection. Trent, though, still doesn't open himself up. He wants to play this one with the salvos, and he lets his team do the damage. Still Zekken, one to the grave with him. But Leaf, these G2 players right here. Jorgamo under the threat here. Heat's going to be turned up out of the pan and into the fire. It's Sentinels. Two quick ones earned as well up through heaven. You got to try and deny this purge that Leaf is sat upon. They do just that.
Nice early use of the ultimate. Completely caught those players on tree. And Bang, he holds heaven.
All watched. Out of there, Zekken, he's still alive.
Q combo.
Bang, forwards. Oh, he's blind as anything, doesn't matter though.
He's been magnificent today, hasn't he, Bang? Just catching the perfect timings with the perfect off angle. And G2 react with Jorg and Leaf walking forwards, possibly straight into the arms of Zekken.
Yeah. Zekken has been able to backstab multiple times here, but Leaf is watching for it.
Oh, the Tejo ult.
Hold on, Armageddon's going to force these players forwards as well. That is a pick your poison situation. You are stunned up, and my goodness, what a way to deal with it.
Oh, that's immaculate from Trent.
It's a 2v3, turned on his head immediately. Celsius, you have the ult to work with again, but look at this, the positioning of Leaf. He's already here, I think you can hear it. Rumble of somebody's footsteps, convergent pass, just to slow them all the way down.
Launching thorns.
There is that uncertainty. Sentinel's trying to slow this one down and hope that Celsius will be offered up a couple of picks here, but with the util out in the open, doesn't expect that.
What a turnaround in this round. After Bang pulls out a phenomenal 2K. And Narrate can hear a waylay fast behind.
Yeah, put in a squeeze now as a vice grip here. There's Thorns. Pathing, it's going to get predictable. Out onto these players, but a Steel Garden is again going to be lying in wait here from Lee. He's going to be slowing down these players out towards the back of the side and dashing over. Jorgamo denies him at the doorstep. Saturate, potentially even better, but Zekken does put him in his place. All the way forwards now with only 15 seconds left. This is G2 jumping on the chance. Death by 1,000 cuts indeed. Sentinels between a rock and a hard place. There's no chasm to get this spike down safely, cleanly, whatsoever. 11 rounds now for G2. Out of there, but he does, oh no, no dash available. No dash available, and he needs to deny this, at least with the kills. Second, forced into a difficult spot. He wants to fight his way back out of it, but Jorgamo! Right from behind!
No smoke over towards Market. I think Zekken assumed that was being covered. Then again, it was all chaos.
Bang up towards Cart. Just with the movement as well, the refract in the back pocket. Jorgamo, tail end of the duration of that one still, he's alive. That means a player advantage for G2 to play around.
Narrate has been holding his ult for such a long time. Can he find some value out of it? They've got to turn a player disadvantage.
Otherwise it's going to mean G2 up to 12 here. Up to series point in our grand finals. Push forwards, pop flash in, and this is it, Narrate. Just being swarmed and overwhelmed. G2! Up to that. These dreams and hopes of G2 themselves, but already dashing forwards. This guy has to be the tip of the spear, but he's just being isolated still. They deal with Leaf. Armageddon in through the back. Finds a bit of time and a bit of space as well, but they have to deal with Trent, and it's a stun against the back wall. He's penned himself in. Skipping and hopping all the way through as well. Zekken isolates it, finds that fight indeed. G2! Just relentless. Making a move on now, still with that player disadvantage. Jorgamo though cleans it up onto the side. It's all down to him into this spot. Sentinels earn themselves that breathing room. Find a timing, a window of opportunity here against G2, and here it is. First ult going to be sent out. John QT already catching it. Conversion past Zekken. He's isolated on a bloody island. Slow to a crawl, but he still gets the one. Sentinels, can they do it? Pull it back from the brink, but again they're isolated, cut out of the sight, divided away from it, and spammed. And stuck away! Sen! Dropping like flies! And for G2, in all eyes! Into the hands of Trent! And he delivers them that back-to-back trophy!